everybody, welcome back to our channel.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're so happy to have you here. We have had a huge response to the videos, and what do you think about that?
I think it's been pretty awesome. I think it's 99.9% very positive, and there's been a little bit of negativity.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to jump into that real quick.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I think the reason we started doing these videos is education and helping people that are going through a similar situation, and trying to provide two perspectives. There's the I have dementia, but more appropriately there is the caregiver side of things, and usually everybody focuses on the patient and what's going on, and that's fairly well documented. I know from the doctor where I'm at in the process, where my decline is, but the reality is I don't recognize or realize, and most dementia patients won't recognize or realize what is going on in their life. That is, I don't notice when I miss the date. And when I say I miss the date, I don't miss the date by the day, the month. I can write the date and be off by 2 years, and not even but I don't even notice that unless it gets brought to my attention. So I think most of what the purpose of this video was to educate and help people that are going through this similar situation, and more educate on the side of the caregiver side and what it's like to live with someone with dementia. Because when you go to the doctor's all about what you're doing and how I'm doing or how the patient's doing, and there's very little information about how the caregiver is getting along or what they're going through and the challenges they're facing. And so one of the biggest comments is Leslie talking in the video and people feeling like I'm being stepped on or overlooked or diminished. It's not that way at all. I don't feel like talking a lot. We are timing today's video. It's morning, I'm fresh, I've had coffee, I just took my pills, so the happy juice is flowing. Yeah. But if we were to do this at, say, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you would see a completely different side of me, because the stages of what happens throughout the day, and if I don't feel like talking, nothing's going to change my mind. That's just how it is. And if you wanted to see any content on the video, you're going to have to hear it from her, because when I don't feel like talking, nothing matters. Probably need some editing, because that...
No, you're doing a good job. You're doing a really good job.
Anyway, we'll kind of get into the meat of the stuff. Leslie's got a lot of stuff written down that she has, she reads like all of your comments, and
I read them to Jason, and so that's why most of them we loved, and they were super sweet, but a lot of them we were...
Some of them, not a lot, but some.
Some of them.
The greater majority were very positive.
Yes.
Nice.
Good outweighed the bad.
You know, it's the 90%, 10%. 90% of everything runs smooth, and people that are good-hearted and genuine and compassionate, and then there's the 10% that are not.
Yeah. And
want to tear other people down to make themselves feel better, I guess, but that's not helpful commentary to anyone.
Yeah.
So
yeah, some of that was rough.
My philosophy, just real quick.
Sorry.
Everybody's heard of the golden rule: do unto others as you would have done unto you. Well, that rule kind of got deflated because some people like being treated like crap. So that doesn't mean. So I like the platinum rule, which is treat others like they want to be. Or like, how's the platinum rule go? Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's it. Treat others the way you want to be treated. So I like to be treated nice. I don't need kid gloves, and I've got a sharp, witty sense of humor that borderlines on smart-assitis.
Because he's wicked smart.
But I don't like negativity. I don't like just mean-spirited, angry people, and I don't surround myself with them.
No.
So,
yeah.
you know, Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ew, no.
All right, sorry, on with that.
No, I love it.
we'll let
The
this
people want to hear you talk, and if you're talking, we're letting you talk.
Yeah, we're gonna get on with the questions.
Well, okay, let's start with right off the bat. Everybody wanted to know how the swallow study went. So we didn't really love the swallow study. We didn't get the results that we wanted. Why don't you tell about the swallow study?
Well, first and foremost, if you're a foodie, I would not suggest hospital provided swallow study pudding.
You didn't think it was delicious?
It came out of a tube that looked like it was toothpaste. And apparently flavor additives are expensive because they didn't spring for any of that stuff. It tasted like, well, it was about the consistency of the paste you ate in kindergarten, or maybe you guys didn't, but
maybe that's what's wrong.
you ate a lot of paint chips as a kid?
So he did the swallow study.
Yeah.
It went through the different things. Go ahead.
And
Tell him what happened.
well, so ultimately, I'm a good swallower.
That sounds terrible. There wasn't anything physically wrong, so
They could, so they can. I guess they like we watched it live on TV. We watched the stuff going out. Everything was functioning as it was supposed to. But what I can tell you is I wasn't choking, but as I was sitting there, and everything's
sorry.
so you know, I had to swallow different things, and a pill and pudding and water and viscous liquid. And if that doesn't sound appealing, it wasn't. But as it was going down, I could feel that my throat was locking up and being obstructed. But being like live on an X-ray, you could see that there was nothing there. But I could literally okay, if I keep doing this, I'm gonna choke.
So they believe, and we're going to discuss this more with our neurologist, but she kind of gave us an indication that if during the swallow study, if everything physically was correct, it's neurological, which is very common. And so we do know that most likely it's neurological, but we will talk about that further when we get a little bit more information.
You ever seen a grown man cry?
Oh my goodness. Okay, wait a minute. This is a little off subject, but I'm sitting here and I'm laughing at you. This was brought up many times in questions that people were so offended that I laugh, that I don't know, it's almost like they think I'm making fun of you. Talk a little bit about that, because they don't, you guys watch a video and you watch, a 10 to 30 minute video and you think you know someone, but
our personalities are not like that. She's not making fun of me. And if you perceive it, it's just our relationship and how we've been married for 30 years. So, this is how we get along.
we're just funny.
We're just
we laugh
funny.
a lot.
Her nickname at the hospital was Smiley.
Yeah, I like to smile a lot. Oh my gosh, people got so offended because in one of the videos, I said that your legs jerking at night get on my nerves. But they were like, oh, I'm sorry that gets on your nerves. But it wasn't like that. I'm not like, oh, your legs get on my nerves. It's like, dude, your legs are getting on my nerves. Like,
Well, how about this? My legs get on my nerves.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to not talk about it.
Yeah, it's a true, honest expression of how things are going and the emotions that go along with it. And if,
And that's what these videos are about. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people misunderstood. And like Jason was saying earlier, we're not here to give you the fluffy. We're here to tell you both sides. And people were like, oh, maybe you should do separate. Pause. Okay. We had a phone call. You had a phone call. We were in the middle of talking about.
You can also edit that out and just not even skip, so they don't need to know that the phone.
Well, we flowed into one thing, and then it was like,
Well,
I don't even know how we cut it off.
Any consolation, I don't remember.
Okay, you did a good job earlier of explaining.
Good, because I'm fading. I can feel.
Oh no! Don't fade on
I
me.
can feel the fuzz.
Okay, don't fuzz. Okay, let's. Oh, I gotta hurry.
So just so you guys know, the fuzz, I can literally feel when my brain's like, okay, you're done.
Okay.
And I can just, it starts to, like static, and I can feel it. It's rolling in.
Hey, that's good to know. Let's kind of play off of that, because people kind of want to, more than just the questions from all of the ones that people have asked, they want to know, like how you're doing and everything like that. So let's kind of go into that. You have times where you mentioned it earlier about me bringing it to your attention, and a lot of people got really offended that I bring it to your attention. But talk. Do you remember? We talked. We talked about how you don't realize you're doing bad until I bring it to your attention, and you told me you like me to bring it to your attention. Talk about that.
Okay, so inappropriate behavior, and I don't mean inappropriate like dirty old man, but like when things get fuzzy, which I can feel it starting to wash over my brain. It's about right here right now. I'm just kidding. I will, I don't know, unconscious or just unconscious behaviors creep up that I don't even know that I'm doing, or I don't realize I'm doing them, or I don't know how you describe it, but if you don't bring it to my attention, if you bring it to my attention, I can usually comprehend that, and I'm not saying I always do because I don't, but I appreciate that, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I need to stop doing whatever I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And I don't take offense to it, and no one should, and don't feel like I'm being led around like a little puppy dog, but there is a reality to my situation that I don't necessarily, and even if it sounds like I know what I'm talking about, there will be times I just say things and it sounds, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about. It's, August 15th, 2018.
Right. So,
and if I say it with enough confidence, you have to believe me.
That's right. So as you can see, don't get mad at me because we're sitting here, we're talking about it. This is what he wants. He wants me to bring it to his attention.
Well, it needs to be done because otherwise, how would I know? It's not that wanting, like I'm not, but needing. It's you need to be. So I watched a few videos. UCLA has got some good dementia patient videos on. They're more aimed at the behavior, like how to deal with a patient, and when they're, and you can't just be like, it's okay, you'll be fine, and ignore it. You need to, at some point I become like a little kid. You have to correct me, or
I try and redirect.
Redirect. Yeah.
A lot of people misunderstood the insurance problems that we were having.
Oh.
And so let me explain that for a real quick second.
Okay.
People, I think, thought we have health coverage, and the VA is covering this 100%. They send them to the neurologist that we see, and that was also another misconception. I think people thought we didn't have a neurologist that we liked because we went to the one for the movement, and he was the rude one. That's not our primary neurologist. Our main neurologist, she's amazing. We have a wonderful relationship with her. We're very in sync. She's fantastic. So that is not what we were talking about with the problem with the neurologist. So we do have a good neurologist. And then health insurance wise is fine. VA takes care of everything. Our nightmare is with long-term disability insurance. So we had a hilarious comment from someone who said we were fake, that this was fake because of insurance fraud.
Right.
Because we went from making amazing money to living off some disability, because that's what we want to do. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
Any comments?
Yeah, boy, if there's a financial fraud to take, this wouldn't be the route to go.
No.
Everything is a penalty. So it doesn't matter how much money I used to make, but when you transition to long-term disability, that they cut that salary down to a fraction, and then you're required to and receive Social Security.
Which, can I interrupt really quick on that? we had no problems with that. People were wondering about that. And yes, you are correct. When you have this type of condition, it got fast tracked. That was done. And so
I won't say it was easy, but it was done.
it was, yeah.
But then they subtract everything down. You know, the long-term disability is looking for you to get that so they don't have to pay you as much. So it's an offset, and you're just, you know.
It just subtracts it down
Yeah.
and down until you're not making any money.
Yes, life is. I love an auction, man. I'm a sucker for a good deal.
Okay, we're gonna go there.
And I used to be allowed to buy, well, not anything I wanted, but.
A lot of things that he liked.
And now it's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't buy that.
Yeah.
Can't buy that. Don't need that. Need has nothing to do with it, by the way.
It's a want. Well, and you do struggle with money concepts.
Yes.
Big time. I have to remind him often of that.
Yes.
So there, that addressed that. We did do just an update on medication. We got a medication increase.
We did?
Mm-hmm. For your mood.
Oh, so I'm going to take less on...
The doctor did increase his medication for his mood. So he's been doing really well.
Am I on it? Yeah.
Yes. Now I have the giggles. You're so freaking cute. Oh my goodness. And so that has been helping. And then let's talk about this one. This is your favorite. We have a little list down here if you're wondering what I'm looking at.
And I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read it.
Let's talk about diet. We had so many people recommending different diets, different supplements. I mean, it was overwhelming. And he does not like that.
Everybody is entitled to their opinion. I respect your individuality. I love food. I love flavor. I'm not going to sacrifice. I would rather die fat and happy than give up. And I don't overeat. I don't undereat. But I'm not cutting out butter. I'll tell you that. When I think back when I was a kid, eggs were bad, then eggs were good. Milk was bad, then milk was good. And, pick the flavor of the month. I can't remember a lot of things, so I'm not going to switch my diet because I like food. I'm a fatty. I love food.
You actually aren't that much of a fatty. Just like kind of we talked about in the last one. You go through these spurts where, like, sometimes, like, I have to make sure he eats. And then there's times where, man, you can just put it away. It's crazy. Yeah. So that was kind of the diet portion of...
But thank you for the comments. They are...
We love all the comments. We love hearing everybody's suggestions and everything. And what are you doing?
Trying to read it, but I don't have my glasses.
Okay.
You love that you were in the middle of the sentence.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Now who needs glasses?
Well, I can't read my own handwriting. We kind of already talked about this. Times about where you notice that you're different. We've already talked about that. Like, do you have anything else to say about that?
Oh, I don't know. I mean...
The ladies at the DMV like Jason. I mean, he's a likable guy. And so I sent him in. This sounds terrible, but I sent him to go.
Like me being there, I'm not sure, I'm sure somewhere in the netherworld there's a DMV experience that's pleasant, but our local DMV, you've got a 90% chance of rejection. Leslie avoids going in.
I gotta take advantage of this as long as I can. So he goes in and he wrote the check and everything, and I didn't think too much of it. And then when I got it through the bank, I was like, whoa, Jay, I can't believe they took this check. And he's like, how come? And this was another example. Like, it was just in November, and he wrote like August something of, like, I think it was 2 years ago. No, 19 of 19. So
I scribbled out the writing because
it was the most hot mess check I've ever seen. But hey, it worked and it went through. So there you go.
It didn't bounce.
But how did you feel when I brought that to your attention? You acted shocked. Like, I wrote that?
Yeah. Well, again, I don't realize things are going on, but I appreciate it being brought to my attention. I'm not saying there's anything I might be able to do about it. I'm not going to tomorrow be able to remember, oh yeah, I just got to check the date and then how to spell the letter 6. Spell the letter 6. Spell the word 6. But I do want it to be brought to my attention just so I'm aware. I feel like I need to know, or I want to know. So
Jason is, a lot of people, they see different things. My dog's barking. They see different things and they're like, oh, Jason's doing really good. And he's doing really well. If you watch a lot of our home videos, I always have Jason doing DIY, so you can find him in there. And but they don't realize, like I've said before, there's a lot of pushing behind the scenes
or pushing behind the scenes or creative editing because I lose track of what I'm doing or I screw something up and I have to do it again. So case in point, there's a video coming in the very near future of fireplace redo that Leslie did at our daughter's house. And I built a mantle for it. And I think it came out really, really good.
So cute.
And if you watch the video, it's going to look like I built it once. Third time's a charm. I had to build it 3, not just like 3 incomplete, okay, I messed up on a cut. No, I built the entire thing 3 separate times because I was off. And
yeah.
Well, when I had the second full prototype, it came out right because third time's a charm.
Yeah, and it turned out really cute. You guys will see it in there, but just know that I love when you guys are like, he's doing really well, because he is, but you just don't see that took 3 times to happen, or those kinds of things. And that's okay, because that's our new norm. We just roll with it. I am going to film for you guys here coming up in a few weeks a day in the life, where I'm gonna just film Jason and I the entire day of like what we're doing. And I'll let you know right now, it just depends on what is happening that day, because every day is different, every hour can be different. Sometimes he wakes up in the morning and he is just like, I gotta do something, and he gets real like he's doing stuff. And then there's other times where we're sleeping the day away and not moving a lot and just hanging out in the chair. So I don't know what's going to be happening on that day, so we'll just kind of wait and see. I'm just going to pick a random day, and whatever is happening then is what we're going to do. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Yes. I know something that we have to address. Sorry, this just popped in my head. So many people think that Jason has restless leg syndrome. No, it is definitely, it's periodic limb movement disorder. And so that was found through a sleep study. He does not have sleep apnea. A lot of people ask that. And so some people call it periodic limb movement disorder, and some call it periodic leg movement disorder. It's the unconscious jerking at night that he does. And if you look it up, very common, very, very, very common with Lewy body dementia. So there's that. I just wanted to answer that because a lot of people ask about that. Trying to think. I really appreciate all the messages of your guys' stories and sharing with us. Continue to do so. If I don't get back to you, we got super, super overwhelmed with all the comments. And I was getting through every single one of them. And so, but just know that it got read. And if I don't get back to you, I'm so sorry. So anything else that you want to add in?
I want to wish everybody a happy holiday season, whatever holiday you're celebrating. We celebrate Christmas, so Merry Christmas, Happy Festivus, Happy
Seinfeld.
Happy New Year, and I hope next year is better than this year, because this year, wow.
This was the worst year ever.
As in the movie The Sandlot, this was a do-over.
Yeah. All right, well, then just stay tuned for different DIYs and different things that Jason will be in. We'll do the day in the life, but we'll be around, and then coming back in January, we'll do another update like this.
And if you're still here by now, man, don't forget to hit that like button, the ring-a-ding-ding bell, and subscribe.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. You're so cute.
Get out of here, kid. You bother me.